Have you ever loved something so deeply that the moment you finally gained it, it began to slip through your fingers? Today, Rumi tells us a story that is not about a king, not about a slave girl, but about us, our desires, our attachments, and the illusions we chase. Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to the channel. If you're passionate about Rumi, Persian poetry, and the deeper spiritual meanings hidden inside classical literature, you're in the right place. Today, we're exploring one of the most famous stories in Book 1 of Rumi's Masnavi, the moment the king falls in love with a slave girl, buys her, and immediately faces a problem that no earthly power can solve. This is a story about love, ego, surrender, and the limits of human knowledge. Let's dive in. Listen, my friends, to this story, for it is the very truth and the mirror of our own condition. Rumi begins by reminding us, this is not entertainment. This story is a reflection of your life, your struggles, your spiritual state. The tale is symbolic. Every character represents something inside you. There was a king in ancient times. He possessed both the kingdom of the world and the kingdom of faith. The king symbolizes the human soul, noble and powerful. He has both worldly intelligence and spiritual potential, but he is still vulnerable to desire. Rumi says, even the strongest of us can be shaken by love. One day, the king went out riding with his close companions, seeking to hunt. The hunt represents the search for pleasure, excitement, or fulfillment. And it's exactly during these casual journeys of life that destiny surprises us. He saw a slave girl on the main road, and the king became the slave of that slave. This is one of Rumi's most exquisite paradoxes. The king becomes enslaved by his own desire. How often do we, too, become slaves to our impulses, a person, a dream, a possession? His soul fluttered like a bird in a cage. He paid money and bought the girl. Desire traps us. The king buys the girl thinking ownership equals happiness. Rumi warns us, you can buy the object of desire, but you cannot buy emotional peace. Just as he bought her and took pleasure in possessing her, fate struck. She became ill. Rumi highlights a universal truth. Whenever we cling too tightly to something, life tests us. Love requires responsibility. Desire requires wisdom. One man had a donkey but no saddle. When he found a saddle, a wolf carried off the donkey. This is the irony of life. We fix one problem only to lose something bigger. Rumi says, the king got the saddle but lost the donkey. He gained the girl but lost his peace. He had a jug but no water. When he found the water, the jug broke. Perfect metaphors for human frustration. We chase satisfaction, but the moment we think we have it, something collapses. This is Rumi's critique of worldly attachment. He gathered physicians from everywhere and said, the lives of us both are in your hands. The king admits vulnerability. Even a ruler must bow before suffering. He seeks help, but still depends on human power alone. My life is nothing, her life is my true life. I am weary and in pain, she is my healing. This is emotional dependence. The king thinks the girl is his salvation. But Rumi implies, whenever you make another human your source of peace, you suffer. Whoever heals my soul will receive my treasures and jewels. Desperate love makes us generous, even irrational. The king is willing to give the world to save the object of his desire. All the physicians said, we will sacrifice ourselves, we will gather our knowledge and help. Each of us is like a Christ in knowledge. For every pain, we hold a remedy. Their pride blinds them. They believe intellect alone can cure everything. In arrogance, they did not say, if God wills. So God showed them human weakness. This is the turning point. The physicians forget humility. Their knowledge becomes a veil rather than a tool. Rumi insists, spiritual wisdom begins with surrender. By abandoning the phrase, if God wills, I mean hardness of heart, not merely forgetting words. The problem is not lacking a phrase. It's lacking the inner state of humility. Many do not say the phrase, yet their soul is joined with the meaning of if God wills. Humility is an inner posture, not a slogan. All the treatments they used only increased her suffering and worsened the need. Rumi's message. When ego drives effort, even good intentions cause harm. The girl grew thin as a strand of hair. The king wept blood like a flowing river. The king faces helplessness, the deepest spiritual teacher. Fate made the syrup increase her bile. Almond oil only made her drier. Even remedies turn into poisons when not guided by divine wisdom. The medicine that should have softened caused constipation. Water fed the fire like oil. Every attempt goes wrong. Rumi is preparing us for the arrival of the true healer, the divinely guided physician. In these verses, Rumi is painting a powerful picture. The king represents our soul. The slave girl represents our desires. The physicians represent our intellect and ego. And the illness represents the suffering created by attachment. Human effort alone cannot cure the deepest pains. Only when we surrender our pride, let go of illusions, and seek guidance beyond ourselves, healing becomes possible. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Rumi's Masnavi, don't forget to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for weekly interpretations of Rumi and classical Persian poetry. Your support helps this channel grow and brings these timeless masterpieces to a global audience. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.